Hey there, Cancer. This is your reading for the first week of December, and I've started us off by flipping to a random page in my spirit animal book. Today you are getting the goose. So the goose wants to tell you that this is a time of good fortune. I like the sounds of that. So it's telling you to be receptive but also appreciative of all the things that come your way. It's encouraging you to call on your guides or ancestors for protection, and it's saying that once you do so, you'll notice an increase in your spiritual awareness. So that's awesome. It's also telling you that it might be a good time for creative writing, whether it's true stories or made up stories. And it's also telling you, once again, it is reiterating that you are in fact protected. Even if you might not feel it, you are. Your guides have got your back. So that's always comforting to see. So I'm going to charge forward with the rider-waite tarot just to pull some cards, see what's happening for the first week of December for our Cancer friends. Okay. Now I am in the northern hemisphere, so I'm like, oh, it's blinding. The sun is like right about to go down. So we'll try and make sure we save the daylight here. Draw a couple cards. Okay. All right, so far this is a very mind-based situation and a very action-based situation. So first things first, we have the Three of Swords showing up. Now the Three of Swords is talking about this loss, this heartache, this heartbreak situation, but it also underlying has this notion of forgiveness being needed, whether that is towards others or towards ourselves. Sometimes I find forgiving ourselves is harder than forgiving others. I could be wrong. Now, moving forward from the Three of Swords takes us to the Queen of Swords. There's this really intense, quick forward movement. It looks like the forgiveness has in fact occurred quite quickly, so I like that. Now, the Queen of Swords is talking about intelligence. She has a very keen perception. Like the clouds are halfway down her body. This says she is thinking clearly here. And this individual is also independent. She is not accepting offers unless they are willing to meet her where she is at. So it's kind of this underlying notion of knowing your worth, which I love that. Now that takes us to the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is talking about feeling like kind of burdened by all of this. However, the underlying part of this is it's the number 10. It's a harvest. He's just gathered all of these up and he's taking them back to his home. So it's just kind of like the last little leg of the journey before we complete this task. So that's really nice to see. Now that brings us to the Ace of Swords. This talks about an epiphany. There's like this big flash of insight. This sword is piercing the crown. It's like there's this brilliant idea, this epiphany that's come to our minds that's just a gold idea. It's clearing up further confusion that may be lingering. This is looking awesome. And that takes us to the Seven of Wands. This gentleman here is defending his position. So it's like this, it's like putting up boundaries and fighting for what they believe in. They're standing their ground and they will be victorious in it. And that's further bolstered by the King of Wands. Like, yes, you are victorious in standing your ground, defending the things that truly matter to you. And that's fantastic. The King of Wands more specifically is talking about this strength, this respect. I see this strength here with this Ten of Wands, with this Queen of Swords, with this valiant fight. You are very strong. You're very protected at this time. And it's also this success in your enterprises, which, I mean, you're taking home this harvest after all this hard work, you're getting keen insights, and you're standing your ground, right? Putting up boundaries, and it does lead to success. And the King of Wands does talk about being protected at this time, which was definitely highlighted with our goose friend. And I'm wondering if this flash of insight could even pertain to, like, the goose spirit animal had talked about maybe exploring some creative writing. So, like, for example, do you remember like nursery rhymes and things like that when you're growing up? Now might be a good time to even explore like old stories or old movies even that you used to watch as a kid, because I feel like there might be some wisdom. There might even be an epiphany waiting for you in there. But anyway, we're moving forward. We're pulling some more cards. This is from our Pulp Tarot. Let me just get a couple more. Okay. I'll set those aside. It's a little bit of a gong show. Okay. The Three of Swords. We need to forgive, and we do. We're thinking a little more clearly. We're independent, and we know our worth. We are intelligent at this time. We're just finishing up a project. We're right about to reap the benefits of this harvest, of all this hard work. Do not drop the wands. You are almost there. And there's a flash of insight further clearing any fog that might be lingering. And you're defending your position. You're putting up boundaries that are necessary, and you're going to be victorious. Because the King of Wands is showing up, and he's telling you that, yes, you are protected. You have dynamic action ahead. You're doing incredibly well. Stick to it. Stay strong. You are garnering a lot of respect, probably from defending your position and putting up boundaries. Now, that takes us to the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is talking about this need of a different plan. She's holding on to these swords very delicately, right? And it's like she's looking a little sly. So in the typical rider-waite, the gentleman is running off with a cluster of swords. He's also holding very gingerly. He's stealing the swords from the enemy so he does not have to fight. So it's kind of this idea of having a little more fun and being a little more cunning with our ideas, which I think you're doing. I mean, you're getting this flash of insight, and it might lead you to trying a new approach and having a little more fun with it. All right. And then that takes us to the moon. It's this mysteriousness. We're like in the middle of this evolution of ourselves, and it's like there's things we used to love that we no longer love, but we are in a spot where we don't know what we do love currently. So it's this kind of surrendering to the mystery. And once again, I'm thinking back to the goose that was telling us, like, it doesn't matter where we are. Reach out, ask your guides for protection, and trust that you are protected even in the darkness. And that's bolstered by the Strength card. So that does really highlight to me that, yes, now is a time to be strong and to trust the process. This infinity sign kind of gives the vibe of this is a forever thing she's doing. She's it's this gentle power of just nurturing and soothing this lion into submission. It's not an aggressive needing to wrestle it. It's just this gentle control, which I really like to see. Now that takes us to the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is talking about this victorious action. So like As you can see here, she's wearing a spacesuit. Like, she's on the move. She's made a plan to get to an outer world. She might even be outside of her comfort zone, kind of like talked about with the moon here. But it's victorious. If she takes the steps she needs to, if she's making sure her equipment is working properly and she's made a plan, she's going to be successful. She's exploring new worlds, right? Now this takes us to the Three of Swords again. So it's like this energy has kind of come up again. So it's this further need for forgiveness here. So I'm almost wondering if it's like there's this mysterious time that's come up and we're trying to remain strong here. We're going through the motions and we're seeking out new opportunities. We're making plans. There might even be a stumble along the way. And once again, our goose tells us that we are protected. And this might be a time where we need to really trust that we are safe, even if it feels like there's a lot of tough things happening around us. Because after this Three of Swords shows up, we're getting the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is talking about this wealth. It's this harvest. They're enjoying this fruitful abundance here. Now, not only is it a harvest and things looking good, but as you can see, these folks here in the back are talking. So this card kind of talks about the fact that clear communication is key in helping to increase this Ten of Pentacles, say into the King of Pentacles, to help grow our wealth even further than where we're at right now. So I like where this is going so far. It seems like there's a couple hiccups, but it's like that's kind of why the goose came in earlier and was saying, like, you are safe, you're protected, just trust. There's going to be hiccups along the way, and that's okay. It's so easy to forget that in the rough times, it's like that's when we learn the most. I mean, at the time that it happens, we're definitely not super stoked, but it's usually after the fact we're able to like stop and reflect, and it's like, oh, I actually really needed that. All right. Okay. One more. Okay. All right. So I pulled a couple extra because I just wanted some more clarification for stuff. So we're forgiving. We're moving on from this depression, this disappointment. We're thinking more clearly. We are in our power and we know our worth. We're just finishing up this project. We're on the home stretch and we're going to be successful in this harvest. We're getting flashes of insight to clear up any further confusion. And we're not afraid to stand our ground, put up boundaries because we will be victorious in this struggle. And of course, confirmed by the King of Wands, yes, we are successful. Yes, we are protected. We are safe. And things are looking successful, good, driven, ambitious. Taking us to this, maybe a need for more fun, maybe change up the plan and figure out a new way of doing things, a new approach. Taking us to this mysterious time, this in-between type phase of, I don't really know what's going on, but we need to trust. And we do with the Strength card. The Strength card talking about infinity, it is a struggle. It is a daily exercise of our strength. And that's taking us to the Three of Wands. Successful, we're making a plan, we're taking forward action. If we take the steps to make sure we've got all the things we need, we are going to be successful. And this takes us to this further need of forgiveness. However, if we're willing to move past this feeling of depression, of heartbreak, it takes us to this abundant harvest of the Ten of Pentacles, which is once again encouraging us to use healthy communication so that we can increase this already abundant harvest. So that's fantastic. And then that takes us to intention. It's this back and forth energy. So it's like this mystery of the moon, this not knowing where we're going or how we're going to get to where we want to be. It's kind of made us kind of waffle a little bit. We're kind of flip-flopping. However, after we finish flip-flopping, transformation comes up. We're leaving this junk behind, this stuff that doesn't serve us. We're letting go and forgiving so that we can carry forward on our journey. I really like how that looks. And then next, we had gotten joyous fun. So it's like after we're willing to break free of this back and forth thinking, this uncertainty, and we're willing to trust that we're safe, we're protected, we're moving forward, a transformation is happening. It's a change of mindset. That's what I'm really getting here. There's a lot of swords, which is talking about we're kind of stuck in our heads here. So it's like this transformation of the way we think. And that's leading us to feel more joyous, to feel like we can have more fun. It's moving on to this positive energy, right? And that's being confirmed by commitment. So I wanted to clarify this because I was a little curious what kind of commitment was being referred to. And it seems like a commitment to yourself, to be courageous on your path moving forward. You're stronger than you think you are. And the fact that he's wearing this armor, it kind of further bolsters the goose of this, like, you are protected. You're not literally wearing a suit of armor, but you are. You're protected. Your spirit guides have you safe and sound. And I wanted to I wanted to clarify this guy a little bit more. So I pulled one more. If you're willing to accept this commitment to yourself, to your inner strength, to building up your courage, if you're willing to commit to that, to yourself, to your strength, to your courage, not only will you transform, you're going to have a heck of a fun time doing it, and it's a happy success. Like, this guy's living the high life. He's glowing. He's in this abundant field. Things are looking really freaking good for you. You just have to decide to make this commitment to yourself, to your happiness, to choosing happiness, to choosing strength and courage. So I'm going to close off the reading with one more card from my Shaman Oracle, just to see if there's any closing more messages for the first week of December for our Cancer friends. You are getting the Shaman of Song. So the Shaman of Song talks about, like, what I'm getting here is it's like these messages coming in from spirit. I usually get that, but I'm also kind of getting this vibe of like a helmet. I'm kind of thinking of like those Roman helmets with the kind of mohawk jam happening. It's like the equivalent of this suit of armor. Spirit has you protected here. So trust the process. Commit to yourself. Commit to your transformation, to your strength, to your courage. And you have nothing but happy success coming in and joyous fun. This is going to be a great week for the start of December for you. So take care and have a wonderful day and a wonderful first week of December. Take care, Cancer.